Brewery Touries is in Spruce Grove, Alberta, and we found another craft beer gem with RavenWolf Brewing Company. They bring an old English pub style to their place and offer a wide variety of beer with really good art on the cans. Paul checks the place out, and Matt's got some beer facts for you. That's me. And special guest cosplay burlesque performer Alice Kelly is gonna drink a wonderful flight with us as we explore RavenWolf, and of course interview Randall, who is captain of the RavenWolf ship.
RavenWolf.
Hey!
Hey. Today.
Well,
Good to see you.
Well, good
Randall,
to see you.
Good to see you too.
We're here to check this place out. We're doing brewer tours.
Everyone is talking about RavenWolf. You
Yeah.
guys have
Good
a
to
great
hear.
place. So
Thanks.
how did you guys get started?
Yeah. I know what a raven is. I know
Right.
what a wolf is.
Okay.
What's a raven wolf?
Okay, so it's an interesting thing. My wife and I have traveled a bunch, and actually we decided to start the brewery because I was getting close to where I needed to think about retiring, and so we'd start this before I retire because this would be my project. So it's not mine, both my wife and I together, and then our daughters also joined us. However, the feel of the place and how the name came about, as we traveled Europe in different pubs, a lot of them had, wolf and dog, horse and pony, heart and crown, things like that. So my name Randall actually means protected by wolves, right? At least according to the books. And so I've always been interested in wolves. Then we got talking about different things with a wolf, and we did wolf and raven and wolf, and then one of us saw, what if we just put it together as RavenWolf? Anyways, that's where it came from. It just seemed to fit. We liked it, and we've run with it, and it's worked out well for us. So
Sweet. How long have you been open? When did you open?
we opened to the public on April 8th in 2021. We incorporated May 29th, 2020, and obviously, from what you'll see, this is not a place that you decide you're going to open. You get a space and you open the next day.
Right.
So there was certainly a build, the buying equipment, the renovations for all that sort of stuff. But we did open April 8th, 2021, and yes, it was in COVID, and we went through all the stuff, but all in all, I mean, the community has been behind us since the beginning, and they helped us great. So we're just happy to be part of this community and like to expand our community.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
it's so awesome, man. You got a family business doing it in the community. You must have a whole bunch of different kinds of beers. I can see them back there. And the one thing that we really like to do when we start is, of course, the brewery tourie.
Brew tour.
Absolutely.
Now,
Yeah.
Paul's been learning how to brew beer. He's slowly going through the different steps at each place. And so we're hoping if you could take him back there and you can meet your brewmaster.
Yeah, we'll do all of that.
Give a little rundown.
Just a point from my understanding, because I did start off as a home brewer.
Oh, yeah?
Brewing beer is something you're always learning.
Sure.
There's always new things. I don't think
good to know.
I don't think you ever arrive that you have all knowledge in brewing.
Yeah.
But it's a great journey. So let's go on back and take a look. We'll start for where it all starts.
Sounds
All right,
good.
have fun, Paul. You check it out. And
Yeah.
in the meantime, this is today's beer fact. Beer fact. Get out of here. Brewery Tourie Beer Facts. Oktoberfest is an annual German beer drinking festival held in Munich. Running for more than 2 weeks, it attracts upwards of 6 million people a year. Cities around the world also host their own local Oktoberfests. Look for one in your town. Brewery Tourie Beer Facts.
Okay, we'll come take a look at the brewery.
Yeah, this is great.
And we'll get where we all started. Steve's here, and we can talk about the brewing process.
Beautiful. Steve.
Steve?
Hey.
Paul?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So
Okay.
yeah, you're the brewmaster here.
That's me.
Sweet. So I know a few things about brewing. I'm learning this whole process. I'm familiar with the milling, the mashing, the what comes after that?
Lots of boiling.
The boiling.
Yeah.
But then there's the lautering
Yeah.
and the sparging.
Yeah.
Sparging.
Lautering, boiling.
What's sparging? And then what do we do after sparging?
So sparging, we basically just rinse the grains and get all the sugars out, and then we transfer that over to the kettle. That's our lautering process, and then we boil it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
This whole process here is basically boiling everything.
Yeah, it's getting the sugars out, extracting our sugars from the grain that's grown here in Alberta, and then we extract that and we boil it, sanitize it, we add hops to it, add a little extra flavor to it.
Cool.
And then that's our process where we cool it down really quick and then we ferment it with yeast.
Which is where we move into these guys?
Yeah, all of our tanks.
These are all like fermentation tanks?
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
We've got some small ones, we've got some bigger ones, depending on the brews that we're doing.
Okay.
And then a few weeks later, we get some beer out of it, package it up and sell it to the customers.
Sweet.
This is a big thing for us. Hammer malt is pretty much they're our base malt supplier.
Where are they out of?
Westlock.
Okay.
It's a local maltster, and what was really important is that when we were just in the build phase, Keith from Hammer Malt reached out to me and talked to me, hey, I'd like you to try my malt and consider me as a malt supplier. Anyways, big shout out to Hammer Malt, because
cool.
that's all our base malt's always been. Now, don't get me wrong, Country Malt and BSG, we're happy to use their stuff as need be, but for the base malt has always been Hammer Malt. And it fits in with our philosophy. He's the small maltster, and we're a small brewery, and we can just help each other out, and it's great to have the relationship.
Awesome.
Yeah, grown within 100 kilometers of here as well, which is kind of neat.
Yeah, that's rad.
Farm to glass, third generation farmer.
Cool.
Grows it, malts it for us, delivers it. Great
Sweet.
guy. Yeah.
That smells really good. Very earthy.
Yeah, a little nutty to it.
A little nuts, yeah.
It's a wonderful malt to use.
And it's tasty.
It is.
Surprisingly.
Yeah. This is the base sugar that we use for beer. So
cool.
At least 80% of the beer comes from this basic kind of barley.
How much beer would one bag make? Ish.
You know,
I know. That's the way I sort of equate things.
Let's
in
just
my
say
brain.
one bag like this will probably make just over a 50-liter keg worth.
Okay.
If you're just using one bag on a small homebrew scale, you could probably make 10 batches out of it. So, you know,
Okay.
think of maybe 10-ish, 5 to 10-ish, depending on the size of the beer. As
Depending
well.
on, right.
That makes a big difference.
So I was noticing this bizarre contraption. What is this here?
This is actually my homebrew system. And so when
this was in your garage kind of
This
thing?
was in my garage, yeah. I had a very well set up garage, included with a floor drain and all the rest of it. But nevertheless, I brewed many batches on here. This is where a lot of the initial recipe development happened.
Right.
Which turned into the beer that we actually produce today.
Why don't you stick it out front? This should be like a center, like a
No,
showcase.
because we actually use this to do pilot batches from time to time.
No way.
Yeah, to put different flavors together. So we'll make a keg, see how it goes. Sometimes it doesn't go anywhere. We don't like it, but it does give us a feel for different ingredients and stuff like that. So.
That's awesome. How much did this whole contraption set you back?
I brew 20 liters at a time.
Okay.
Right. So.
What is this kind of retail for? What would you?
I bought it used. I don't remember what I paid for it. $1,000 maybe.
Okay.
$2,000. I don't know. It wasn't really an issue what it was. I wanted it. I bought it.
Cool.
And my wife wasn't upset about it, so it was all good.
Nice. Well, there you
But
go.
it was nice because originally I started with just a cooler and a bag, and then I got to go with this. But by the time I got to this, I was very much into the whole brewing.
When did you start kind of this
early
in the
2000s,
garage?
Early 2000s. My wife thought I needed a hobby, so this seemed like a good hobby. And a friend of mine, he was a home brewer, and we tried it. And he showed me how to brew, and we just kept going.
Sweet. Cool. Thanks for the tour. It was great.
Happy to do it.
How was the tour?
It was awesome.
Good,
It was
thanks.
great.
Well, whatever you're doing
Thanks.
back there, it's working. If we could do a flight, that would be amazing.
Oh, absolutely.
Let's do it.
That's why we make beer to drink.
Yeah, right?
Right? I'll
All
get
right.
some going.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Well, that flight is getting going. It is now time for today's beer history.
History!
Brewery Touries Beer History. In medieval Europe, Catholic monks would often undergo beer fasts during the 40 days of Lent. They ate no food, getting calories only from beer, which they called liquid bread. That's 40 days of beer in the name of the Lord. Brewery Touries, beer history. And we are back, and it's time for our favorite part of the show. It's the flight. Randall, before we even ask you what you have first, you're probably wondering why there is a butterfly at your bar today.
As am I.
I'd like to introduce our guest today. This is Alice Kelly. She is a fantastic burlesque performer. Alice, tell us a little bit about what you do.
So, I do nerdlesque. So that is basically cosplay burlesque. So I make all my costumes myself, spend hours sewing, making little appliques, making wings, and then I take that and do a naughty little strip on stage.
Wow. How long did it take you to make that costume?
So this one, I would say it took about 8 months.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wow.
What are the wings made of?
They are made out of wire, stretch swim fabric.
Oh yeah.
So that's a secret. Then I paint. There's 7,000 rhinestones on the wings. Yep.
Wow.
Now this must sound like, at home, there must be rhinestones all over the place, and whoever you live with, I assume, would have to be vacuuming rhinestones all the time. Alice is my wife. This is the time I'm going to mention that.
Yeah. So yes, we do suck up. We have very powerful vacuums at my house because these are glass and crystal rhinestones. So it's a good time.
It's great. I often don't have access to the kitchen table, but I love that she's doing it. And you've got shows coming up.
Yes, I do. So people can find me as Sweetie Blue Cosplay on Instagram and the Facebooks, or Booth Babe Burlesque as well. So that's my burlesque troupe. We do all things nerdy and wonderful for our show.
And that's in Edmonton, but she might be traveling. We'll see ya. We'll see.
Yes, they're usually at the beginning of the month.
And I feel this kind of goes well. You guys have a bit of a steampunky motif.
Yeah.
So I think you're familiar with cosplay, and I would imagine.
Well, look at these.
How can you not be? It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Look at this one particular can.
I know, he speaks to my heart.
That's awesome. All right, so now it's time for trying the beer. Randall, what do we got?
Okay, for the first selection, I chose Smokin' Blonde Lager.
That would be this one?
Yeah, so there again, that's the cherrywood smoke malt in there.
Oh, the smell right away.
You get the smoke, but the thing is, it doesn't overpower. You still get the beautiful malt, but the cherrywood smoke is really quite refreshing, and it's a big seller at the tap room. There's a number of very loyal followers that just love that beer.
After my heart, Smokin' Blonde.
Smoking blonde.
Yeah, blonde. I am actually blonde. I'm wearing a wig, and I smoke. So cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is really good.
This is it's crisp.
You're right.
Quite crisp.
Yeah, the smoky flavor is not overpowering at all. It's just got that nice hint to it. It's really good. What do you think, Alice?
I like it, yeah. Like you said, it's nice and crisp, so you don't have to, it's not like a sour taste that some people like. There's not a lot of hoppiness to it. It's got that nice smokiness, so it's like if you were to have a whiskey of beer, if that makes sense.
Not really, but okay, sure.
Smoky notes of a whiskey, but it's like hinted in the beer, so it's quite nice.
Okay, no, that does make sense now, yeah.
Yeah, so with Keith from Hammer Malt, when I saw they had the cherrywood smoke, and I really wanted to make a lighter beer, like a lighter colored beer that had some smoke to it, and I'd never seen one, so we just kind of put things together and came up with that. So very, very happy with that, and it's been a good seller for us.
I can see why it's so popular.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I could have 10 of those before we moved on to the next one, but we have to move on. So what is next?
The next is our Riona's Irish Red. That is actually the very first beer we brewed in the brewery when we opened. Now, obviously, we've made several batches. It's actually the biggest selling beer that we have here.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it was 19% of our volume last year. And we did win an award with it at the Alberta Small Brewers Association Awards last year. So very, very popular. It's clean, dry, refreshing, pour it down your throat, have another one. Great introduction to the craft beer market. Nothing, you know, overly crazy, but been very popular. Sell a lot of it. Have a number of places it's on tap. So
This is definitely my wheelhouse. It's good.
Yeah, Paul really likes the red beers. I do too, as well. There's something so nice about this. It's like a red beer you can have on a summer's day too, because it's like it feels lighter.
it is. Well, it's only like 4.3, 4.4% alcohol. So the idea is just have another.
Right.
Yep, that's good, yeah.
What do we got next, Randall?
Okay, the third is called Equinox. And we released it yesterday, which incidentally was the spring equinox. So
this is brand new release beer.
brand new, just came out yesterday. Very happy with it. So the idea behind
Well, this
it,
is a cheersable.
A cheersable.
This is big.
Thank you. So it's unfiltered. It's lots of hop flavor, but the bitterness is quite restrained on it. So you're going to get lots of. I think you would get some tropical notes and some citrus notes will be both in the nose and in the taste. I think it'll be another crushable summer beer. It'll go a lot. I'm very happy with it.
You can smell how sweet it is. Like it's actually like, you can smell that it's hoppy, but it's not like a bitter hop.
No.
It is really sweet, actually.
Yeah, it's quite sweet. Is there any citrus flavoring added to this, or is this all
Only
the hop?
hops. There's no
Every time.
No, it keeps there's a bit of orange in it or something.
bit of orange, bit of grapefruit, and probably a little bit of pineapple is what you're gonna mostly get out of that.
Really light on the palate too. Like it's not, and like it is not bitter at all. You can really taste the hops, and it's not like some places like to be like extra hop. Like I've mashed hops in a cup, and now I'm serving it to you. This is a really nice, sweet. You get the gentle flavors of the hops.
I identify
Sweet and
with this
smooth.
beer too because I am also unfiltered and I hide a lot of my bitterness.
Well, I, on the other hand, love bitter beers because I'm so naturally sweet. I got a balance.
Oh, look at that!
This guy. Well, what do you got for the last one? I always hate getting to the end, but
That was a recent release that's been very, very popular. We're already set to brew our third batch of it next month, so it's only been out for 2 months. And anyways, that's our peach mango sour.
Oh,
Right?
doggy.
Actually, that was Amelia's big push, and my wife. They wanted to have that. They tried simpler, but it's there's no artificial flavoring. That is actually fruit puree. Mangoes and peaches, and then we soured it, right? And so it's a very refreshing beer. It's flying off the shelves.
So I got into sour beers recently, I guess a couple years ago. But the problem was the sour beers that I first started having, you could only have a few, and then it just started tasting chemically and didn't sit so well. And I've been loving finding real sour beers. This is incredible.
And this can, oh my God, it's so cute. Like the little mango and peach dressed all dapper. They're almost like little Pac-Man characters.
They're
but
cosplaying as people.
I know, look at that. They're little people.
Yeah, let me ask you that while we're on that. What's with the aesthetic? Why? I mean, aside from just your own personal taste, I guess. But are you a steampunker?
The whole thing about this was really it was when you come in here, do you feel welcome? Do you feel like you can just sit and relax? That's really everything behind the colors and how we put things together. We wanted to have a warm welcoming. I could just be here. I can forget about all the stresses of life.
It's got a very den sort of
it's like an
old
English pub kind of.
den
It's a
feel.
total surprise. You would not think you would find this in the middle of Spruce Grove. And
No.
here it is. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, we're very happy with it. A lot of people have commented on it, and I really love the idea that when people walk through the door, they were not expecting this.
Yeah, it definitely throws you for a bit of a loop.
On a cold, snowy day in
Right.
Alberta, this is a great place to escape. It's excellent.
Totally.
Now we've got one before we're going to keep having some more beers,
Yep.
hanging out for a bit, but it is time now for you guys to do the
Choose
challenge.
your champion.
Yeah.
Choose your champion. choose your
The
champion.
rules are simple. You get to pick one kind of pint, and you can get anyone from here to represent. You can represent yourself if you want.
I'll be right back.
Excellent.
We'll be right back with the Chug Challenge. Chug
master.
Challenge. Not only is Randall going to represent his own place, but we have our brewmaster as well.
Big Steve.
He's Big Steve. He's joining in. And also, we've been challenged as well. Paul is going to do it. Now, after the last episode where I chugged and revealed to all of our fans that I can't chug at all.
Shameful display, I gotta
Yeah,
say.
right next to Cody Lightning, who has the record or something.
He's got the record.
Yeah, record for guest. Second. Yeah, he was second.
Right.
So I'm going to chug again, but I might get the help of my wife, who might just pass us back and forth. So I'm really not in the competition, but you guys are. So,
I'll say it once, I'll say it again. Weak sauce.
all right, JR producer is timing. He's going to give us a go.
Ready, set, go.
Oh, wow.
That's the time. That's the time. What did he get in?
Where do you get in?
What did Big Steve get?
Big Steve got just over 6 seconds.
What did Big Paul get?
Yeah, you were faster.
5 seconds 40.
What?
Good job.
You're catching up. You're getting better.
I'm getting better.
You know,
Well,
I
I'm
believe in you.
learning.
Yeah.
I'm learning.
You're training.
Training, getting
Thank you very
stronger.
much. Congratulations.
Yes.
Good, Steve.
I love how I
Thanks
just
for
gave up.
representing us.
I gave up
Thank
too.
you.
Amazing. We'd like to thank you so much for having us here today.
Absolutely,
Your
man.
place is amazing. We highly recommend you checking it out as soon as you can. It's worth the drive too if you live in Edmonton. It's worth the drive if you live in Calgary. You know, it's just
It's been worth it to come here.
yeah, RavenWolf, awesome. And we're gonna get a few of these to go. We're gonna hang out, keep drinking some beer, and in the meantime, this has been Brewery Touries. And check out RavenWolf. We'll put some of the info right on the screen there. There you go.
Maybe there.
Yeah.
Maybe there, maybe up there, maybe.
We'll see you again soon. And are you gonna dance?
No, I'm civilized.
All right, perfect.
All right. No show for you.
No show for you.
Thanks for watching this episode of Brewery Touries. Please like and subscribe and share. We appreciate your support.